Why, hello, everybody. It is now 12 o'clock on June 16th, 2019. It's actually 12:02. I'm late. I'm sorry. It's Father's Day, everybody. Hi, Liz Life Guru, Swiss Heart from Santa Cruz. Haven't seen you in a while. Billy Reed, nice to hear from you. Kelly Burns, of course. Catherine Goldie. Well, in America, at least, today is Father's Day. Well, let me see. Kelly, are you from the UK? Somebody from Catherine's from the UK. Do they celebrate Father's Day in the UK? I just learned on the Writer's Almanac this morning that I think Father's Day in America was started in the 1840s or something in West Virginia or someplace like that, where they were honoring a bunch of men, fathers who were in a coal mining accident. And here we are a century and a half later, and it's big business for the greeting card company. I think the biggest greeting card day is Mother's Day. But anyway, all of you who are fathers, Max B, anybody fathers, raise their hand out there. I'm not a father, I'm a godfather. How's that? Two lovely godchildren, Phineas, age 38, and actually 39, and Amy May, 28, turning 29, getting married this summer. Boy, they grow up fast. Look, I got my haircut. Looks nice. Well, yes, I guess so. I did some filming of 3 new videos on Wednesday, and I looked like a complete mess, so I had to get a haircut. According to Oliver McLeod, Father's Day is celebrated in the UK. Well, David, wow, David Holden. Remember, how's my book? I sent you an autographed copy. I hope you've been looking through it. No, seriously. David has been so generous. He has started off the live chat donations before, and I hope he does it again because, again, it does cost money to get this, keep this show on the road. At any rate, anybody who's a father, go ahead and say, yes, it's me. Yes, but my dad lives in Inverness. I just had to phone him. Okay, cool. Andrea M., nice to hear from you. Wilfredo, any fathers? Let's hear from you fathers out there. Otherwise, at the age of 70, I know a ton of them, including my brother. Happy Father's Day, Ted. And I think his nephew, Daniel Block, 25 years old from New York, is watching this right now, watching Uncle Dougie try to basically be coherent. MD Nixon from Germany, Exotic Enigma, sitting at my pool. Where is your pool, Exotic? I'd like to be there. Pronounce my name right. McLeod, how do you pronounce it? The O. McLeod? Sorry, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it. I apologize. Too bad, you can always call me on my cell phone afterwards and you can tell me. James D, nice to see you. Well, I just published a video on last Monday called Sleep Medications that are Prescribed for Insomnia. I'm a mental health educator. Yes, disclaimer, I am a mental health educator, not a counselor, not a prescriber. This is all for informational purposes only, and if you want to get specific answers for treatment, go to your doctor, your psychologist, your therapist, etc. But I did do some research because, boy, 100 million Americans have sleep disorders, and I'm one of them. So I've been using something called amitriptyline, which is an antidepressant in low doses since 1996, 33 years, and it has really helped me maintain my sleep because I'm telling you right now, the World Authority on Sleep from England, Matthew Walker, says that if we get our sleep disrupted, it affects us in mind, body, and spirit and many, many physiological systems. So I know that some of you must be having problems sleeping because it comes with the territory of being depressed and anxious. Susan McDonald, hey, thank you. I believe you're from Virginia, if I remember. Frank from Texas. What do you think of weighted blankets to help with insomnia, stress, and anxiety? Andrea M. I love the name Andrea, by the way. I've heard really good things about them. I've never tried them, but people say they help create a feeling of comfort. I can understand that. So, hey, happy Daddy Day. Darn, YouTube didn't send me a notification again. What's up with that? I don't know, but at 12 o'clock, be there, be square. Speaking of which, I think I'm going to start doing 12 o'clock Sunday and Wednesdays. My YouTube views have really fallen, and I'm working on a new book, and I don't have the time to make a video every week. So I may do 2 live chats a week for you guys. Billy Reed, you were just put on Ambien. Well, I take Ambien as needed. It's a good drug. You're still looking good, hottie. Well, oh, that's to Kelly Burns, not to me. Okay, well, that's great. Yeah, Kelly is handsome guy. What can I tell you? Supreme Sufi, hi Doug, you have any videos on your channel with OCDs linked to depression? Yes, I do have a video called How to Be Free of OCD. And I do have another video called How to Respond to Intrusive Thoughts. So I'll type in one of them right here. By the way, Liz Reed said a few things earlier. Well, she has a really, really good podcast that I was interviewed on. If you type in the name Liz Life Guru Detroit Podcast in your Google search engine, it will pop right up. She is a great interviewer. She is a really good therapist. She's got a great radio voice and also has been through hell herself. So that's always the best thing, you know, if you have wounded healers doing your mental health work. Hey, Matthew Francis. Anyway, live chats would be wonderful. I look forward to this week. Yes, I think I'm going to try. I've tried CBD this week, says John Paul Cassie. How long before I feel something different? It's different for everybody. Some people it works for, some people it doesn't. You have to give it time. So it's trial and error, my friends. Yes, I'm going to type this out here. So if you go to your podcast app and you just type in Liz Life Guru, she and Julie Hayes have done 6 of them. Look at this. Susie Q says Liz has a great podcast. Binge them this week. You know, I've been trying to ask Liz if they keep any track of how many people are on there. I'd really like to know because it's so good. And she said she hasn't been able to figure that out. Well, here's her co-host, Julie. He's looked at this beautiful thing she did for me and for all of you. From the ashes I ride. Remember, what goes down must come up. I'm thinking of doing a shorter 30-minute broadcast that way you can listen while you work out. Short and to the point. Great idea, Liz. I think you should alternate them. Do a couple of 30 minutes and a couple of 1 hours. What is my new book about? Well, it's about a very lighthearted subject. And I'm going to type it out because there it is. Something I've been meaning to write for about 30 years because of all the people touched by it. Interesting. National Public Radio here in America, NPR, Scott Simon, Weekend Edition. Scott Simon's been doing broadcasting for 40 years. June 9th, a week ago today, they did a huge piece on suicide and the police force in America, how all the high stress that policemen go under gets them depression and post-traumatic stress disorder, but the culture says, hey, you can't admit you're depressed. If you admit you're depressed, you won't get promoted, or you might even get let go, which is such a shame because, of course, if you're, subjected to trauma, on a regular basis, it's going to affect your nervous system. There was another article in the Daily Columbian here in Vancouver about first responders, firefighters, people who, went to 9/11. These people suffer from high rates of depression. Police officers, firefighters, and nobody wants to talk about it, but it's a big problem. Yes. Hey, Douglas, still working on a healthy anxiety film. Rich Smith, you keep bugging me. I got to do one. And you know of any good support program in Calgary, Alberta, Canada? I don't know, but Jordan Peterson does videos out of Canada. He's from Toronto. Maybe you should definitely make a comment and ask him. When will your book be out, Barbara? I'm right now writing a book proposal. Well, let's even assume I'm lucky and it gets accepted in the fall. Usually there's a year lag time between the publisher accepting a publication and getting it out there. So probably, at the end of 2020 at the earliest. I'm getting a Potenza D, says Nikki Vinzi. I can't pronounce your name, but I don't know what a Potenza D is anyway. So anyway, yes, Sandy, go ahead and try to connect with Jordan Peterson or call your local mental health. There are some really good mental health agencies in Canada. There's one called jack.org. It's about mental health for young people. You should definitely contact them. It's really simple, jack.org. And that's in Canada. Well, speaking of live chatting, there's a little dollar sign in the lower left of your thread. If somebody would like to click on it and send me any kind of donation, I will send you a free copy of my self-care activities to improve your mood, something I've spent 20 years developing. And for $5 or more, I will simply give you a free copy of my memoir, When Going Through Hell Don't Stop, A Survivor's Guide to Overcoming Anxiety and Clinical Depression. Liz Reed has read it. She can tell you it's really, really good. It's the best thing I've ever written, probably ever will read. You're keeping busy, Doug, says Rich Smith. Yeah, that's the key, Rich Smith. Get occupied, get occupied, get occupied. I have a video called My Best Advice for Avoiding Anxiety, which I have, Generalized Anxiety Disorder. Get occupied, stay busy. You're getting a Podenco Spanish hunting dog. It's cheering me up immensely. Wow. Never heard of that breed, but dogs are really, really helpful for people with depression. Kelly Burns, I'm so sorry. Whoops, Kelly said something and I missed it. I'm sorry you guys are speaking so much. I lost my brother and sister's suicide. Whoa. I'm really sorry, Kelly. Wow. You know, I have people in my groups who had the same thing. Brother, sister, mother, father. I even have a good friend who's a doctor who lost his son-in-law. I believe that with the right kind of support, John Paul Cassidy, thank you for your $10 donation, 10-pound donation. Yeah, you're at the top of the class. So feel free to ask any question you want. You get first priority for that wonderful donation. Anyway, getting back to Kelly Burns's comment. Yeah, I am writing this book because I sincerely believe in my heart of hearts that if someone really wants to live, I don't care what kind of pain they're in, if they get the right type of support and they have the right techniques to use, they can hang in there. How do I know? Because they've been there not one, not two, not three, but 4 times. I've had major, and I mean major suicidal episodes. I had to be in a locked ward in 1983 at a place called Hillside Hospital on Long Island. I was in so much danger, and believe me, it wasn't fun. There were some very, very seriously ill people on that ward, but guess what? I was one of them. So I've really learned a lot of humility from having so many depressive episodes. Excellent book, says Liz Life Guru, When Going Through Hell Don't Stop. Yes, you can have one, $5. Oliver, I have the same from being in the Army. Difficult to switch your fight and flight when you return to normal life. Absolutely, absolutely. Lazy Eye Ranch, depression and suicide need to be topics of discussion. My cousin's son was a Marine who died by suicide last year. Oh my God, so there's more people in the Army in America who've died that way since returning home than have died in the Iraq and Afghanistan wars combined. Also, twice as many people, a policeman died by suicide compared to dying in the line of duty. You think, wow, being a policeman is really dangerous. It is, but you're more likely to die by your own hands than by the hands of somebody else. Same thing with first responders. It's a big problem that nobody's talking about, except Scott Simon brought it up. 30% increase in America since 1999. Lack of economic inequality, as Bernie Sanders likes to say. Stress, fragmentation of society, availability of guns. Yeah, you have a patient that's lost 2 cents, says Liz Life Guru. Patriot Guard motorcycle group that escorts veterans to find resting places stepped up and prevented Westboro Baptist from bothering our family. Bless them. Oh, very good, Lazy Eye Ranch. John Procassi, so sorry, Kelly, to hear this. Absolutely. I've had 6 CC treatments so far, no change. I start number 7 tomorrow. Any ideas? Well, a very, very famous surgeon, Sherlin Newland, didn't start to feel anything until number 20. I'm not saying it's going to take you that long. I got 8 of them in the hospital. I felt absolutely nothing until afterwards. So you're still very early on in the treatment, so hang in there. MD Nixon says, I don't feel well today. Many things are probably changing my life. My mind reacts with anxiety and depression. I don't know how to cope with this. I'm so overwhelmed. Well, there are tools, and tools, MD Nixon. Have you got have you got this chart? There's 45 tools in here to reduce your stress. Send me your email address. I'll just send it to you at no charge unless you already have one, because you and I have communicated by email. Douglas, the world would be a much darker place without you. Thank you for sharing your life with the rest of us. Well, that's sweet, Lazy Eye Ranch. Suzanne, right? Hey, it's been hot as hell where you live, Suzanne, out of Palm Springs, 100 degrees. Man, oh man, how do you take it? I cannot handle the heat. It was 96 in Portland for a couple of days. I thought I'd never survive. Anyway, Masood, I can't even. Hey, nice to hear from you. You must be from the Middle East. Matthew Francis, can I be your friend on Facebook? Yeah, just do a Facebook request. Thanks, Doug, says Bill. Yeah, hang in there. ECT, I've never seen it not work or help people, so you just got to be patient. Anthony Olson, back. Nice to hear from you. What signs should we look for in ourselves in regards to checking the psychiatric ward due to suicidal thoughts? How can we decide where to go if we have several choices on where to go? Well, I researched it. When I was hospitalized in 2016, 3 years ago, I had a number of hospitals to go to. And you know what I chose? You know what my criterion was? Will they let me have a cell phone? That's how addicted to the phone I am. I also helped run my group from the hospital, if you can believe it. So yeah, check it out. Cell phone is a big thing also. Do they have a gym, exercise room? Some of them actually had a workup gym. Some of them actually had acupuncture. Can you believe it in the good old United States? Thank you, $5 for Oliver. Call me sometime and tell me how to pronounce your last name. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to butcher it, but thanks. I think you're from Ireland, aren't you? Hey, today is Bloomsday, June 16th, the day that people in Ireland celebrate the book Ulysses, which is the day in the life of Leopold Bloom on June 16th, 1904. How do I know all this? Well, because I'm well educated and because I've listened to Garrison Keillor's Writer's Almanac. He's back on the air, by the way. So Oliver, do you live in Ireland and do they celebrate Bloomsday today, or have they? Because where you are, it's 9 p.m. Hey Bushra, nice to see you from Pakistan. I love the fact we have people from all over the world on this channel. I was waiting for the chat session last week, but I could not access the chat page. Well, here you are. God bless. Hope you're continuing to do well. Are you still reading my book? It's cold here in London, says City Cat. Well, you know, London's like San Francisco. Wow. Angie Law, I've been doing prosperity affirmations per Unity Minister Catherine Ponder in her book. It seems to be working. I know Catherine, I actually get her newsletter. If you email me, Angie, I'll tell you how to get her newsletter every week. I've been involved in the Unity Movement, New Thought Movement since 1971, so there's some good stuff there. Cheyenne, hi Douglas, I know it's been a while. Yes, it has been. I've been on a roller coaster lately trying to find a job, but I'm good and happy. Well, I have a video coming out next Monday. You know what it's called? It's just for you. And if you write me, I'll send you the script. It's right from the New York Times, How to Deal with It's called How to Deal with Job Search Depression. So I want you to look at that video. It's coming out on June 24th, okay? Mark it on your calendar. I hope that got sent. How come it didn't get sent? I just dialed How to Deal with Job. Okay, I'll try it again. Yeah, it's my new video coming out on the 24th, and I want you to read it, Cheyenne, because there we go. It's my new video. By the way, no one's raised their hand. Aren't there any fathers out there I can wish Father's Day? Wow, your book is my favorite, and I'm reading my prepared vision statement for wellness. Well, send it to me. I'd love to read it also. You're from England. It's pronounced McLeod. Thank you. You know who? Patty Brady and Kevin McCord are from Ireland. Oh well, you're pretty close. McLeod. That's easy to pronounce. Betty Boop from the cartoons. Mom was diagnosed with STD and being unsuccessful with antidepressant for a year will start mood stabilizers and Lamictal. Praying this will all finally make a difference. And what is STD? Something dysphoric disorder? I don't know. Thank you. Perfect timing. Yes, Cheyenne. Please listen to the video or write me and I'll send you the script. Liz Life Guru says it's here. I don't know what is here, Liz Life, but Lazy Wrench on McLeod. I got something right. That's how I pronounce it. Very good. No one has mentioned that they're Father's Day. Oh, Cheyenne, I am a father. Bruce. He's been 2 days away from home. We were freaking out, but he came back. Thank you. Being dad is amazing. My daughters gave me a very touching card this morning. Anthony, thank you. There's nothing like having children. And speaking of, I'm a father to a wonderful son. Wow, Kelly, good for you. Severe depression disorder. Well, they call it MDD here, Betty Boop. Major depressive disorder. Anyway, a lot of people who are MD Nixon, just a little donation. Hey, €5 is €5. Do you have my book, my friend? When Going Through Hell, Don't Stop? It's yours. Just send me your email address. Specific development disorder, huh? Well, she says severe depression disorder. So anyway, look, in terms of, I know YouTube will probably demonetize this video because they don't like us to talk about the S word, but it's important because, you know, people are dying unnecessarily of it. But anyway, you talk to many people who are struggling, and I say, why are you still here? Because of my children. I could not do this to my children. I couldn't leave my children behind, my wife behind, my husband behind, my parents behind. That is so right. People are a good reason to keep on living. That's what my swim instructor told me in '96 when I was about to end it all. So all of you have children, you know, God bless, because they're an anchor for you to be on the planet when things go bad. So Kelly, I always wanted to have children. I never did. It's been a big disappointment in my life, but I do have 2 beautiful godchildren and a lovely nephew named Daniel Block, who may or may not be listening now or watching, but he is major cool, a great musician, multifaceted, and he even came to my 70th birthday party, and we did a round of, what did we sing, Danny? But it was a round of something. Bushra, Douglas, you talk about relapse prevention program. I want to know what that can depression and anxiety come overnight. Well, they can sneak up on you, that's for sure, and that's why you need to practice relapse prevention every day. Liz Life says it's an epidemic. Well, I wouldn't go that far, but you know, 47,000 people a year is way too much. MD Nixon, I don't have your book yet, but I think you got my email address. If not, I will write you later. Sure. And you should also get Healing from Depression, the hardcover book or the paperback book, because it has my 12-week program. Barbara Hibbard, my grandchildren keep me here. Wow, absolutely. You must be my age. I don't have kids either, Douglas. Well, you've been too busy trying to heal the world. You know, that's a big full-time job, isn't it, Liz? You're right. I'm sorry, Douglas. Yes, major depressive disorder. I will be purchasing books for her on Amazon. Don't be sorry. You know, MDD, STD, it's all the same. Cheyenne, I love that name. As you know, my ex of 10 years dumped me, and our problems assisted in creating my depressive episode. Now he is playing games with me, trying to coax me into lewd things. Sorry if this is too much information. No. Just hold your fort, hold your boundaries, you know. Nobody can oppress you without your permission, said Eleanor Roosevelt. You do the same thing. You don't have kids either. All right, I'm not the only childless person on this live chat. Besides, if we all had children, we already have a big enough population program. Simpsons, where can I find a wife? The $64,000 question. I'm adding into the suicide equation. I don't know what quite that means, but I have no idea. I'm adding addition. Yeah, don't know what that means, Liz. Still in college, passed last semester with straight A's. Good for you, Cheyenne. Keep it up. Yeah, $1.99 from Barbara Hibbard. Thank you so much. I will send you a chart if you give me your address. Does alcohol increase anxiety? It often is used by people who have anxiety, and I'm sure, you know, it's not going to help the problem for sure. Timothy Rob Bobinson, I'm from the UK. What about anybody from Ireland? I want to know if you're celebrating Bloomsday. Some of you must be from Ireland or know about it. Do you think that depression can heal just by accepting things, says MD Nixon? There is something called ACT, acceptance and commitment therapy. Yes, radical acceptance is very helpful. Wow, Kelly Burns, $15. This is my weekend therapy. Thank you, Kelly. What have I not sent you so far? I will send you an ebook that very few people know about called Healing from Depression Naturally. I think it's one of the best things I've written. It's not been published by a publisher, but it's on Amazon. Anyway, send me your email address, Kelly, and I will send you a copy of the book, Healing from Depression Naturally. I've been okay, but I've been having some major problems with the Board of Psychology here in Oregon. They're claiming that my support groups I'm pretending to be a psychologist, which I'm not. They have fined me. They have interfered with my work. It is really an amazing hassle. And so I'm asking you to pray for me that this will be over soon and I'll be able to resolve it and move on and get back to doing my work. Yes, Kelly, very generous. How long does it take for the brain chemicals to change, which causes severe depression? You know, I've been told that after 9 weeks of feeling good, you're probably out of the woods. You know, and you know, in the Bible it says, Paul, we shall change in the twinkling of an eye. When I had my spiritual healing in 1997, in 72 hours, I woke up and I was better. Can you believe it? I've never had anything like that happen. So if you get enough light, you know, anything is possible. But the fact is, bushfire, the brain chemicals will change. It might take 3 days. It might take 3 months. It will happen. The brain is neoplastic. You are resilient. Never give up, never give up, never give up, says the Dalai Lama. He's absolutely right. I cannot tell you how many people were at the end of the rope and they hung in there, and now they're living very good lives, including Julie Hayes, right, Liz? Why don't you put in a word for good old Julie? Now, she is a survivor, and she has done a great job. Do you experience morning anxiety and tight chest? I don't, but a tight chest is a symptom of morning anxiety. You also want to make sure it's not anything to do with your heart, because heart disease is the biggest killer of women. So if you're having that on a regular basis, go see your primary care physician, get it checked out. I think it's celebrated around Dublin, yes. Does that mean John Paul Cassie, you're from Ireland? Yes, Dublin is where you live. Anybody read Ulysses? My best friend in college read it. What a heck of a book. Man, you have to have a full course to read that. And Finnegan's Wake, forget it. Any James Joyce fans out here? You should read Portrait of the Artist of a Young Man. A brilliant book. He was a brilliant person. An Aquarius. Arcade Cup from Green Bay, Wisconsin. I wonder what happened if I cut sugar out of my diet by 75%. It makes up so much of it. Well, you'd be a lot healthier. Your immune system would be better off, and you might even feel better emotionally. So yeah, Barbara Hitter, that was supposed to be $5. Well, it says $1.99. Just contribute another $3 if you want to. Yeah, that's what it came out as. I see the word 5 there, but my little live chat thing says $1.99. I had addiction to the suicide equation. Oh, I understand what you're saying. Yes, well, of course, addiction raises the risk of everything. Suicide, depression, anxiety. It's a bear to deal with. Oh my goodness, I am so glad I don't have the problem. I've been dealing with mental illness since the age of 18. That's 52 years. If I had to deal with addiction, I don't know if I'd be alive. That's a horrible disease. Busher, wow, 72 hours. Yeah, well, that was a miracle. What can I tell you? Lazy Iran, Sharon, run. Don't let him manipulate you. I finally got free from mine. He doesn't want you to succeed. You are smart to see it that he's playing games. Hang tough. Praying for you, Douglas. Thank you, Joe Smith. Prayers for you and that you can continue your support groups. Yeah, it's probably doubtful, but you never know. Tell us a great story about someone who healed through spiritual coping. Well, myself. There are many. Hey, Mildred Fillmore, the woman who started Unity. She had tuberculosis. Her grandfather died of it. She went to a talk on mental healing, and she walked out of that talk by saying, I am a child of God, and therefore I do not inherit sickness. I'm going to repeat that again. I'm a child of God, and therefore I do not inherit sickness. She started praying about it. Her husband and friends did, and within 3 months, she was done with tuberculosis, never to have it again, and that's how Unity started. And guess what happened? They started a prayer service out of that. It's called Silent Unity. It's amazing. I did a whole video on it. And when people are really desperate and they need help from invisible support, I tell them to call this number. And everybody who has called it has told me it has been amazing. So I'm giving it to you. It's free 24 hours a day. 1-816-969-2000. Put it in your smartphone and contacts and call that whenever you need to. Where did Bruce go? He's been boycotting the house during the nice weather, Cheyenne. He just gets up at 5 a.m., doesn't come back till the evening. Yes, you're my weekend therapy too. I appreciate your knowledge and experience. Well, you guys, Susan McDonald, aren't you on summer break? Well, guess what? I'm going to be here this coming Wednesday at noon, unless I have an appointment with the chiropractor or something, so you can see me twice a week. I can be your weekend therapy and your week therapy. I hope it's not really weak. I hope it's strong. Thanks, Lazy. Sometimes I feel I'm the only one dealing with a terrible ex. I don't understand how he left me, but wants me. Thanks for helping me not feel alone. Well, you guys should exchange email addresses. Give each other support. You can have your own support group. I'm impressed how much a haircut can change. You look so much younger. Why, thank you. I feel like I'm 28, by the way. By the way, don't let anybody tell you that when you get older, you go into cognitive decline. Now, if you do have Alzheimer's, that's an inherited illness, but no. If you exercise, if you think, if you keep your mind active, if you have good social connections, you can age gracefully. As a matter of fact, 3 weeks ago, I had a video called How to Get Better as You Get Older. So all you young whippersnappers out there, don't be afraid of getting old. Actually, age gives you wisdom and experience. So there you have it. David Compton, my kids stayed over with me, had lunch at Pizza Hut, always a good positive day, so I count that as a success. To all of you, there are always things to lift you up. Kind thoughts to you all. Thank you, David Compton. What a beautiful, beautiful thought. I'm so glad you have children. Virtuous woman, yay, hey. Nice to hear from you. Can you name a book to know about Ramana Maharshi? There's a couple biographies about him, and there's also a video about him. So just put in Ramana Maharshi on Amazon.com, and you'll get tons of books. Well, LizLifeGuru@gmail.com. If you ever want to ask a question about Liz, she'll help you out. Okay, so go to Amazon.com, right? And you will find lots of books on this great Indian saint, for those of you who know him. Thoughts on the NAMI support group? NAMI is a great organization. I've been a member for 20 years. They give free support for people who have family members with mental illness, and they also have free support for people who themselves are going through mental illness. It's all based on a donation. I am a member of it. They're an advocacy group. They help change the laws to create parity between mental and physical health, which means you shouldn't be denied, insurance just because you have a brain disorder versus a lung disorder. And yet, sometimes like Kaiser, you can only see a therapist once every 2 weeks. That's nonsense. People need to see a therapist every week if they're in crisis. You should not deny people access to mental health resources when they're in crisis. That's why we have these live chats. That's why I do my videos. That's why there's, 12-step groups out there. But there are hardly any depressive support groups, which is why I run one, which is why the psychology board is off base. You just became a Patreon member. Hey, wow. Now that will help me out. Thank you. I'm going to put this out there. www.patreon.com. It's a monthly contribution service to this channel. And just type in Douglas Block and you will find my page. You can be a member for as little as $2 a month. And every penny goes right back into this into these videos, along with my 12 Rolls Royces, of course. That was a joke. Remember, Rashi? Just one minute. Oh, no jokes. My goodness. And I can't find my joke book. But, I have one from last week. My boss said, I hope you have a good day. So I went home. That's a good one, right? What is the hyena's favorite kind of candy? The laughing hyena. A Snickers bar. Okay, laugh out loud jokes for 5-year-olds. That's why you're not going to have anything that good in here. All right. What does a rain cloud wear under its clothes? Thunderwear. Where did the most talkative people in the Bible live? Babylon. Are these better or what? By the way, we all have to pay our bills, and that includes dinosaurs. What did dinosaurs use to pay their bills when they were on the earth for 65 million years? Tyrannosaurus checks. Come on, someone, give me a better joke. You know who's not here? Jason Klulau. He gives about a joke every 10 minutes. He's not on the live chat today. What happened to him? Do you still have to take medication after ECT therapy? You're supposed to, so you don't have a relapse. I'm on Lamictal and also I'm on something called Wellbutrin. So everybody's different, but they usually, the psychiatrists usually recommend that you do, but ask your own doctor. Sally Ordal. Hi, everyone. Nice to see you. I don't think I've seen you. Jeffrey Shabby at a ball game. Third baseman is a crybaby. Okay. I don't know that joke, but you'll have to tell me. Yeah, you have to explain to me. Okay, Bera Tier Still. Douglas, what do you call a hairy clock ahead of time? What do you call a belt made out of stopwatches? A waste of time. How's that? I just came back. Why do I keep having intrusive thoughts every day, but I'm not impressed? I'm not quite sure. Intrusive thoughts are more a symptom of anxiety, not depression, but if you can just kind of look at them, accept them, and let them pass by like clouds overhead, you're okay. But if they start to interfere with your quality of life, then you need to get some help. Biara Tirsil said, laugh out loud to somebody. What is the best thing about Switzerland? I don't know, but the flag is a big plus. Chom Choms, that's brilliant. But of course, people need to know that the Swiss flag has a cross right in the middle of it. Hey, the University of Gaza, my friend Mohammed Al-Sahanat, he comes here every day and says that the Palestinians really dig this channel. Students and staff worship you like a god here. Well, there you have it. I don't understand why I'm so popular in Palestine. I mean, there must be other people that you guys worship. I mean, there are many good channels on depression, but hey, I'll take it. I always had delusions of grandeur, so if I want to be a god, I'm a god now. Lazy Eye Ranch is talking to Cheyenne about narcissism. She thinks her husband was narcissistic. Maybe his also. David Holden. Wow, I'm having trouble feeling love for anyone at the moment. I feel numb. I know I love my wife very much, but I can't feel it. This feeling comes and goes, but it's lingering now. I hate it. Well, that's depression, David Holden. So what are you doing? Why don't you go, run up a hill until you're exhausted? Exercise can burn off those depression chemicals. And I wonder, are you taking any medication? Are you thinking about ECT? What are you doing to try to rebalance your brain? Because that's what's causing it. That's not you. The numbness is not you. Just tell yourself, that's the depression. Buddha says, let the thoughts pass, but don't stop for tea. Thank you, Liz. But the Buddhist also says, invite your negative thoughts in for tea and say, hi, hello, paranoia, hello, dysfunction. In other words, don't fight against them. Make them your friends. That's another aspect of Buddhism. Anthony Nielsen, David, I have the same problem of not feeling love for 2 years. It's not fair to my wife and my daughter. No, it's not. But look, if you were in the hospital with pneumonia, it would not be fair either. But you didn't cause the pneumonia and you didn't cause the depression. Just keep trying things. And I'm telling you, extreme exercise is one of the ways to do so. But I've ever had major depressions in my life. Major changes, yeah. Breaking up with women. That's done it a lot of times. Moving has done it. Financial stress. Situational depression comes when a stressor from the outside triggers the depression. And absolutely, I have had that. I mean, that's how most of my depressions occurred. Some major change in the environment. It's hot in here again. I'm opening the door to get some cross ventilation. Toxic people trigger depressive episodes. Yes, they do, Frank. Thoughts come and go. You're absolutely right. That's what the Buddha's saying. SSRIs cause intrusive thoughts? Yes, I've had. For many people, SSRIs create anxiety, which brings intrusive thoughts. They're tricky. Some people have really allergic reactions to them. So, talk to your doctor, but start really small with the SSRIs. I'm not giving information. I'm not giving advice, and I'm not prescribing, but I'm just telling you that the literature says start small and work your way up. But of course, anything you do with medication, you have to run by your doctor. I'm quite the ladies' man, Liz Life Guru. Well, thank you for that. I was a complete nerd in high school. I was afraid to even go near a woman. What makes you say that? I mean, I don't see I'm getting any compliments from women so far. So anyway, yes, well, thank you for the comment. Bushra, can we people with depression and anxiety cope with change easily without melting down? That is a $64,000 question. It's hard because when you have depression and anxiety and you have a predisposition, your buffer for stress is much lower than someone else's. This is where it becomes tricky. This is where you have to really take care of yourself, get enough sleep, eat right, get enough exercise, get social connection. You have to do extra work to balance out your brain chemistry because you are more vulnerable to stress. You are more vulnerable to change. You are more vulnerable to fear. You have to really take good care of yourself because, you're not as able to cope with stress as other people are. So, but you can manage it with good self-care. I'm so sorry you're going through the same thing as I am, says David Holden. I'm glad I'm not alone in feeling this way, and you're right, it isn't fair on them. Keep fighting, my friend, absolutely. And I hope your spouses understand you're not doing this on purpose. You're not being numb on purpose. It's part of the disease. It's part of the illness. And God bless you both. MD Nixon, that's exactly how I feel now. I must likely have to move, and this causes depression and anxiety. Afraid that I won't find such a nice place like where I am now place. Well, just keep affirming it. You know, I believe in the power of affirmation. I believe in the power of positive thinking. Do what's called a treasure map. Catherine Ponder, draw a picture of the home you want to be in, or cut out some pictures from a magazine and put an affirmation, you know, right below it. Thank you, Spirit, for drawing me to my right and perfect new home. Put pictures on a piece of paper and write that affirmation. It will help you attract it. All your past relationships, if your mental health didn't stop you, there's something to that. Like distraction, not quite sure what that means. San Mac, hi Douglas, there's just an article linking some antidepressants to dementia. It triggered me. Wow. Now that I have never seen. Antidepressants to dementia? You should send that to me. I can't imagine what scientific proof there is for that. That sounds kind of strange. Sally Ordell, my social group is so small, I can only cope with this company of a couple of people. Well, you're an introvert. That's okay, as long as you've got somebody. You don't have to be a social butterfly, just some connection to someone. I have a male friend with whom I'm becoming close. I'm afraid to take the next step, afraid of being hurt again, feel like Groucho Marx. I wouldn't want to join a club that would have me as a member. Well, keep it as a friendship for the time being. Go slow. I mean, friendships are valuable. They usually last longer than love relationships, but yeah, I mean, and, you know, and you can talk about it. You can tell your friend, hey, I'm feeling attracted. I don't want to take the risk. You know, when in doubt, communicate, really. Ambient music helps to distract you. Yep, when I go to sleep and I'm anxious, I play something called Angel Love from a musician here in Ashland, David Helden. Thanks for your help, Douglas. Well, thank you again. Thank you for your regular contribution. What would I do without you? Anyway, have you found any benefit from healing from depression? There's a lot of tools and techniques there. Yeah, I've never felt the numbness myself. I don't know what that's like, but I've definitely felt, you know, sad and low and fearful, but not the numbness. So I guess that's just got to be another symptom of depression, and I'm sure that as your brain heals, that will go away. In fact, there are studies that antidepressants can help to lower the risk of dementia. No need to worry. Thank you, MD Nixon. Thank you for that reassuring thought. Social hurts but necessary, Angela Reed. I'm not quite sure what that means. Thank you, Doug, for being a godsend to help people with mental illness. Well, you're welcome. It takes one to know one. That's what my mother always said. 42 minutes into the hour. We're almost 3/4 of the way done. Time flies when you're having fun. Watch for me on Wednesday. What is today? The 16th, 17th, June 19th. Hey, that's my cousin's birthday. Cousin Johnny, turning 72. What a mensch he is. Hi, Cousin Johnny out there. Happy Father's Day to you. You have 2 lovely sons. Mulix, the book Quiet by Susan Cain is great help for introverts. Thank you. Does it kind of validate what their experience is? Probably. I was an introvert when I was a kid. I'm much more of an extrovert now, but I definitely have my introverted moments. If you're going to spend 8 hours a day alone writing a book, you've got to be partially an introvert. How to cope when feeling restless, says Busher. Well, get out and take a walk. Expend your restless energy to exercise and movement. Go watch a nice travel video. I have pets that have trouble identifying people when they know that their anxiety is high. Visual recognition. Interesting. Huh. All right. So again, any of you who made a donation today, send me an email. You can get this chart. Self-care activities to improve your mood. Anybody that more than 5 minutes gets one when going through Held on Stop. Right here. And I miss the guy who always calls you doctor. I laugh out loud every time he starts his sentence with doctor. Well, MD Nixon, why don't you replace him and say doctor? I've always wanted to be a doctor. Dr. Block. Sounds very professional. Besides, my handwriting is so bad I could be a doctor. MD Nixon, I will be forever grateful if you call me doctor. Liz Life Guru, Bushra, play a move or play a video game. Excellent idea when you're feeling restless. What I love about this guy is he doesn't push. I think he's enjoying the friendship the way it is too. Other people seem to assume things. We'll keep him guessing. When in doubt, communicate, Lizzie Iranch. Just tell this guy you appreciate his friendship. Look, I have a lot of platonic friends who are women. Platonic friendships are very, very, very good. So just make it a platonic friendship, and the support is what's important. Self-care increasing and garden hard, y'all. Yes, gardening is one of the best things. I started a garden today after not doing it for 4 years. Boy, does that help with my anxiety and depression. Hey, Dr. Block from Catherine Goldie. Hey, Catherine, nice to hear from you. What you should say, "What's up, Doc?" Remember Bugs Bunny in America? That's what they call it. That's what he used to say. Where is Bugs when you need him? All right. The second, a lot of competition. You're underpaid. Has anyone ever been in a toxic workplace? If so, this video is for you, because there are people who are there and that really triggers their depression and anxiety. Fortunately, I've been very fortunate in the one job I've worked with for 2 weeks of my life. It hasn't been toxic, but my work experience is not that great, as you can see. But anyway, yes, we had a couple of people in my support group, really anxiety and depression going through the roof because of a toxic workplace. So and that's happening on June 24th, and on July, that's July 8th, and what, July 22nd, my video is going to be on the anti-inflammatory diet that helps with depression. Do you know that what you eat affects your mood? Ever thought about that? Well, fruits, vegetables, grains, nuts, and seeds do not cause inflammation and therefore are better for depression, says the research. Drinking a large glass of water helps with anxiety. Thank you, Liz. Do you like playing table tennis? We call it ping pong in America. It really helps with distracting bad thoughts, and you have to concentrate. MD Nixon, a great idea. I used to play regular tennis. Yes, yes, yes. Anything that makes you concentrate, takes your thoughts off yourself. Ping pong, table tennis is amazing. I've just bought your book, Healing from Depression. Look forward to arriving. Well, thank you. Let me know when it does. I might even autograph it if you drive up to my house, but that's probably not possible. Liz Life Guru, my next podcast is on toxic relationships. This includes family, friends, and lovers. Hey, Liz, I guess, can I borrow from your video and do a video on your podcast, do a video on toxic relationships? Since, Cheyenne and Lazy Eye Ranch have been involved in toxic relationships, they're probably not the only two. So I think I'm going to use some of your information if that's okay with you. David Compton, I'm getting a glass right now. Well, look. Spicy hot V8 juice. Do you guys like V8 juice also? I love tomatoes. I need to go to Italy before I die. Anybody want to send me there? It's not my friend who made that funny video, but did you see that? Did you send the video to me, Suzanne? If not, resend it to me. I don't remember getting it. 47 minutes into the hour. I'm going to stop a little early. I want to go on a bike ride. I have a client at 1:15 my time, so we'll probably go about another 8 minutes. You're in Devon, England. It'll be quite a drive. Well, why don't you just teleport yourself over here? That would be good. You know what you'll do? What I'll do is I'm going to, when you get the book, I'm going to basically write my signature down and send it to you as a PDF file. Then you can print it, cutting out and paste it inside the book. That'll be just as good, won't it? I think so. Go to Venice if you can. Why is Venice good? Thomas Mann wrote a book called Death in Venice, and there's a really famous video called Don't Look Now that stars Julie Christie and Donald Sutherland about a midget in Venice who kills people, but it's an amazing book, amazing movie. But yeah, what makes Venice cool? The canals, I'm sure. Awesome, says Sally. Yeah, as I say, let me know when you get the book, and I'll send you my my signature by email. Thank you for doing this, Douglas. You're so kind. Well, I appreciate it. I don't know what I've done, but you're more than welcome. All right. Anybody's thoughts on dealing with extreme pain, which is why people want out of this lifetime? Have you? I'm going to be. Would anybody like to share their story for my new book? I'm collecting stories of people who have been through suicidal episodes, people who have been to the edge, have come back, have been healed. I want to know what you did and what made the difference. I want to have as many stories of recovery and hope as I can get in this book. I want people to know that there is hope. It is so important. People give up too early. I have so many stories of people who just gave up too early. Oh, Ramana Maharshi, a great Indian saint, is on the door. The Biennale in Venice art from all over the world, art healed me. Huh. Biennale, is that like a museum, Muselix? I feel like I'm ready to go off my meds for schizophrenia. Oh, we've had this conversation before since it's been more than months since I've been on them. Can I tell my doctor to just be done with them? Well, why do you want to go off them? Are they helping? Maybe they haven't had enough time to help. Yeah, don't do anything without talking with your doctor, Jack V. And why do you want to get off them? Schizophrenia is a cruel disease, and if it's not treated, it can be highly disabling or life-threatening. So you definitely need to be in touch with your doctor. I can't wait to see your next video. Then it's actually a podcast, but yeah, the toxic relationship that hurt me worse was my brother. We were very close our whole lives, and he married an evangelist. She's hateful. You have a story, Frank Solis? Well, oh my goodness, I haven't even given out my email address, have I? Well, okay, Frank, I want to hear your story. Send it to me, douglasblock@gmail.com. Right there, I want that story. And I'm not familiar with Father Solanus Casey, but that doesn't mean anything. Send me some information about him. Anyway, so Lazy Eye Ranch, do you know how to get to Liz Life Guru? All you need to do, Lazy Eye Ranch, is go to www.Detroit, except if I can spell Detroit right, Podcast. Is Detroit an Indian name? Go to DetroitPodcast.com and then type in Liz Life Guru, and she will pop right up, or look for her. I mean, it's a very complicated page. Or Lazy Eye Ranch, why don't you just type in the link to your show right here on the live chat, and then Liz Reed, why don't you basically type in the link to your podcast right here on the live chat, and then Lazy Eye Ranch can write it down. Yeah, but anyway, I don't think I have it here, but nope. By the way, I don't know if you guys even know this, but I have a website, healingfromdepression.com. Be great to go. Detroit is French. Thank you, Liz. MD Nixon, I like that one. That's cool. Yeah, John Lennon. Well, he said, life is what happens to you when you're busy making other plans, one of the great quotes of all times. I sure hope I will have a story for you someday. Unfortunately, I've been in the depths of hell for 2.5 years. There are times it feels like I have a immovable anchor holding me there. Yeah, Anthony, yeah, we all know that. And we've all experienced it, or many of us have, so hang in there. Hey, I went through depression off and on from 18 to 32, but my 30s were better than my 20s, my 40s were better than my 30s, my 50s were better than my 40s, my 60s were better than my 50s, and my 70s, well, who knows, I've only been 70 for 6 months, but 5 months. What if ECT fails me? What do I do next? Cross that bridge when you come to it, Billy. Something will come along. I know that's a very common fear. I have a guy in my group going through ECT. He's warning, if it doesn't work, what am I going to do? Just take it a day at a time. Just affirm that something will help, even the passage of time itself. And stay in touch with me, with the support group in your area, with your doctor. Just stay in touch with people. You're only 6 sessions into it. Sometimes it doesn't work till the 11th or 12th or even the 15th. So tell your doctor, that you want to keep doing it until you notice something. And as I say, there's a great video on TED Talks by Sherlin Newland called How ECT Changed Me. I'll type in his name and go to TED Talks. It took him 20 sessions, if you can believe it. Yeah, well, if it won't allow you to add the address, that's how you get to it. So Billy Reed, I want you to type this in. Okay, so Billy Reed, go to tedtalks.com and type in this guy's name. You'll see it. It's had over 5 million views, his talk on ECT. I want you to see it, and I want you to tell me that you found it, okay? You can email me, douglasblock@gmail.com. Right here. And any of you who want to become a Patreon subscriber, just go to patreon.com and you'll find me. Just looking in my inbox and seeing if I got any emails from you guys. Of course, my Apple Gmail is really bad, It doesn't even, update things. Last was 11:15, impossible. So, Angela Laley, $10 patron. Angela and Frank, thank you so much. Very nice. Appreciate both of you. You'll both be getting copies of my book. Yeah, Billy, when you figure it out, when you've seen the video, email me. Stan Mac, the anti-psychiatry movement will not help any people move forward. Okay, MD. David Oster, 98. Were you born 98? You're a child. A child. You're 20 years old. Hey, no wonder why you're having problems. The 20s were the worst for me. So no, you're way too young to give up. So yeah, I'll send you something, David. And remind me what I was going to send to you. Was it When Going Through Hell Don't Stop, or was it something else? According to Lazy Eye Ranch, Liz Life Guru knows the healing power of living with nature and farm life. I need your wisdom so much right now. My divorce was final 6 months ago. It was awarded the ranch, to my surprise. Wow. I'm glad that nightmare is over. Boy, you have suffered. Sean Mack, at Billy Reed, don't lose hope. I won't give up, and I never will. Well, good for you. That's the spirit. We need to be survivors here, right? Have you ever heard the term cancer survivor? What about the word depression survivor? It takes as much guts to survive depression as it does to survive cancer. And cancer is a horrible illness. One of my good friends, bicycle cyclist friend, his wife has stage 3 breast cancer, chemotherapy. Man, that's hell too. There are many different kinds of hell. But you know what? In some ways in this society, depression has a bigger stigma than cancer. I had a nurse who was diagnosed with cancer, and for the Red Cross, she was working there. And when she was, everybody gave her balloons and gave her a hug. She felt so accepted. But when she told them that she was having a schizophrenic episode and was hearing voices, they all ran away. Why should they do that? One's a disease of the brain, one's a disease of too many cells dividing. They're both illnesses of the body, but one has a lot more fear associated with it. And again, cancer, you wouldn't wish that on your worst enemy, but mental illness, man, there's still a lot of misunderstanding. Thanks, Sean Mack. I'm losing hope every day. Well, Billy, a reason for hope during hard times. There's Liz showing her email. So, can fear, paranoia, anxiety, obsessive thoughts be cured without medication? Well, medication helps. You should definitely try it. But there's a book called Brain Lock that talks about doing that just for thinking and behavior. So, yeah. Do I ship my books to the UK? No, I don't, but Amazon does. Go to Amazon.com or go to Amazon.com in UK. You can get any of my books off of the internet, especially if you go to a bookseller like Barnes & Noble or Amazon. Yes, Billy, I want you to look at this video by me, okay? I want you to look at 2 videos, the one by Sherwin Newland and this one by me. Okay, ready? It's called A Reason for Hope During Here it is. Check it out. I want you to watch it, Billy Reed. Oliver McLeod. What's helped me recently is grounding myself in the present, finding moments of peace throughout the day. Oliver, you're a genius. That's exactly what people need to do, including me. Lazy Eye Ranch. I was going to take my life last August 12th. Chose to stay because Robin Williams left us on August 11th. My dad was murdered August 13th. I split the difference and ended up 4 days in a mental hospital. Well, aren't you glad you didn't go through with it, Lazy Eye Ranch? Aren't you glad to be alive? Life is precious. We need to remember that. And I believe in reincarnation, but a lot of people don't, and a lot of people think this is it. I don't think this is it, but still, the only way to evolve is in the human body, according to the Buddhists, and we have this precious human birth, they call it, a precious human birth, and we can evolve in consciousness while we're in this body. So, we should try to take every advantage that we can of being human, even though it is really, really, really difficult. Sean Mack, You need to send me an email about what? I'm not quite sure. Yeah, medication is necessary in a lot of cases. Liz, life guru, has worked in psych wards. He understands the value of medication, it's always like cost-benefit analysis. Yes, medication has side effects, but so does aspirin, right? So does heart medication. So does chemotherapy. Major side effects, but sometimes medicine is necessary, and the benefits outweigh the cost. But boy, it's a tough decision. You should always be working with a medical practitioner, psychiatrist, doctor, oncologist, anything. A person who has is his own doctor has a fool for a physician. It's 1 hour and 47 seconds. Wow. Hang in there, everyone. Try to make the best of the only life we know for sure we do have. Thank you, Anthony. What a beautiful way to sign off. I should be back here on June 19th, Wednesday at noon. I'm so glad you showed up. Those of you who are fathers, congratulations. The world needs good fathers. I hope you're having a good time with your children. And for those of us who have our fathers who are still living, show your appreciation. Even to me, my father died in 2005. Happy Father's Day, Leo. You did a great job. I know you weren't perfect, but boy, a lot of the really good qualities I have is because of you. So give thanks to your fathers, whether they're alive or dead. All right. Thanks for being here. Anybody, any last minute contributions maybe, perhaps? If so, you can donate them in the next couple of minutes. Thank you, the 2 people who became patrons today. And until we meet again, which might even be Wednesday if I follow through on my threat, I wish you the best in your mental health recovery. Sean Mack, my oldest son, told me I'm the strongest person he knows from surviving a traumatic childhood and depression. What a beautiful affirmation, San Mack. Well, I'm sure your son is right. So good for you for manifesting that kind of support. Long history of depression, bipolar, any remedy? Yes. Treatment. Medications, exercise, meditation, all the things I write about in my book. Yes, there's always treatment, there's always hope. We'll see you guys soon.